Welcome to our day 3 debrief. We see Johnny and Ponyboy, along with Dallas at first, um, sitting with these two Soch girls. We find out later that they had bailed on their boyfriends because booze was brought along. So that tells us a little something about them. They had their standards, weren't interested in hanging around with guys who were getting drunk. And so the guys were mad and took off, and the girls decided to watch the movie. They might have kind of regretted that when Dallas finds them and he's harassing them. And interestingly, Johnny stands up to Dally. Again, Johnny is the mousy one who worships Dallas, and Dally is the one no one ever talks back to or tells what to do. He's a violent and dangerous guy. But Johnny, Ponyboy thinks, is the one guy that he won't beat up. And so amazingly, Johnny is the hero, and Dallas leaves, and the girls actually ask the two boys to come up and sit with them. Um, you would expect, if Ponyboy's observations have been correct about how the world works, Soch girls to avoid greaser boys. But they're very friendly and kind of disarming and chatty. She knows about soda pop and the gas station. He knows she's a cheerleader, so they know of each other. They've crossed paths, I guess. Um, I'd like you to think about the clues that Cherry is not just a typical Soch. I we had our own stereotypes about the cheerleaders and the popular girls back when I was in high school. What are your signals that Cherry isn't just another pretty face with high standards and lots of money? I think about that. Clearly, her willingness to have a serious conversation with someone she's barely met tells us that there's some depth there, and she's very observant about what's going on with Johnny. Especially, Two Bit comes in, forgets how jumpy Johnny is, scares the poor boy to death. And that sort of flashback moment sets up some other things, which I'll get back to in a minute. But interestingly, Two Bit kind of takes the stage for a minute to explain how things work. This is what we call exposition. He's explaining the world to us, right? And so just because he's asking, hey, this guy Tim Shepard and his bunch are looking for Dally because they saw Dally slashing his tires. And so we get almost half a page worth of Two Bit explaining how things work because the girls are just like, what is going on? They don't understand at all. And he's just very matter of fact about this. Look, if you get caught doing something, you deserve to get beat up or at least be in a fight. That's the way it works because what are the rules? Number one, stick together. Number two, don't get caught. So Two Bits like, if he was dumb enough to be seen doing something, he deserves to get beat up. He deserves the fight, the rumble, the whatever happens. And apparently they have the fight and then everything's okay, which, I don't quite understand, but that's how their system works. And I don't know that the girls really understand, but it's very matter of fact. That's the way their lives work when you're a greaser. But then the last part, yeah, some really interesting stuff that may be setting up some bigger plot points. So think about, why did Cherry say, "Hey, Pony Boy, come with me to get a Coke"? She could obviously go get her own drinks without any trouble. So why did she ask him? And of course, once they start standing together, they start conversation. She shares her observations about Johnny, and then the story starts. And so we had to stop in the middle of Johnny's story. So we're going to hear more about his background. As we move forward, I want you to keep thinking, what's going to be the central plot? What's the conflict? We know that there's Soch and Greaser. We know that there's some tension between Ponyboy and Derry. But what's the plot going to be? What's the book about? So be watching. What's the inciting event? What kicks everything off? Are we still just getting the lay of the land, learning characters and how the place works, or is it already in motion? It's hard to tell sometimes as it happens. In some books, it's really obvious what kicks off the plot, and other times it's a little less obvious. And so just be watching for that. and I'll see you again soon.